I received some comments recently that really agitated me, and I wanted to do a video on it because I've had a couple of scenarios like this over the last year or so where a channel that I remember interfacing with back when I started doing this, and I enjoyed their content and had been subscribed to them for years, will disappear for an extended period of time, and then they come back and they either come in my comments box or they'll reply to me on some other video and they just start talking crazy. I don't understand what happens to these people. It's really agitating me. Anyways, so this is the video of those Duracell batteries that hadn't leaked. This video was posted a couple days ago. And the first thing they commented on this video was, "You're a Duracell miracle," which it's not even funny because it doesn't make sense. And so then he liked his comment, and then this other account, Richard Johnson, says, "Yes, it does. You're a Duracell miracle if I ever saw one." And then he liked his own comment, and then he liked his own comment, and these two accounts are the same person. I've been saying this for years and people don't seem to believe it, but a lot of these nutcases have multiple accounts. This person and this person are the same thing. Okay, here's a video from this channel. Listen to the voice.
Here on the trim, and that looks okay, I guess. I put, the first thing I did when I got this car was I put a brand new Rain-X wiper blade.
Okay, now here's a video from the other channel. Listen to the voice.
This is a demonstration of this JVC VCR. As you can see, it's connected to this Trinitron. Let's load a video cassette.
It's the same person. They're manipulated by the same individual, okay? It just is. It's the same person. So they're commenting, they're liking their own comments, they're interacting with each other as if they're two different people when they're really the same person. And that's kind of psychotic behavior to begin with. This thread is stupid, but at least it's not really causing any harm. That was yesterday. Now they come back today, or 14 hours ago last night, and they ought to be going to sleep or something else instead. And they write this comment about stuff being made in America. So I can't read the comment in full because the video will get demonetized because some of the words that are in here, but I'll just skip those words and I'll read what he wrote. At 1:20 in the video, which we're going to watch in a second, "Made in USA, supposedly." I don't know how much truth to that there really is. That's what I said. And then he writes, "How much truth do you think is in that, Mr. Know-it-all? This is yet another example of someone who has no clue, but yet has a very strong opinion." Well, I doubt that. You haven't been there. You haven't seen the factory. You don't know about the manufacturing process of the batteries or where they're made, but oh, I don't know if that's true. Meanwhile, it says where it was made on the package. You really think they would lie about that? Imagine the amount of legal issues they would be involved in if that was fake. Also, I'd like to bring to your attention the fact that these batteries haven't leaked is most likely due to being made in the USA. I've never seen a vintage Duracell battery leak, and I still have a few myself that have an expiration date of 1997. Amazing how many other commenters agree that these USA-made batteries don't leak, but continue to talk out of your rear instead as that's more interesting. I can't believe this comment didn't disappear with all the things that they typed in there. Anyway, so let's first take a look at the video. 1:20. Here we are right at 1:20. Let's see what I said.
Powers it away.
I don't know how much truth.
Hold on, I guess I went too far for it. I'll start at 118.
Made in USA, supposedly. I don't know how much truth that there really is. But there we have it. 4.
Okay, so that was all I said at that marked time frame about the USA. So what I said was, I don't know how much truth there really is. And then you ask, how much truth do you think is there? Well, I don't know. That's what I just said. I don't know how much truth there is to that. I'm not sure why you're claiming I'm a know-it-all. I don't know it all. That's why I'm saying I don't know. So you think I have no clue? Well, you say I haven't been there. You haven't been there either. You say I haven't seen the factory. You haven't seen their factory either. You say I don't know about the manufacturing process. You don't know about the manufacturing process either. Okay? So this whole thing here is just totally a bogus argument. Meanwhile, it says where it was made on the package. You really think they would lie about it? Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. Because we are living in a period where products are sold almost exclusively based off of marketing methods that include deception, manipulation, and illusions. So when something comes up on a product advertisement or on a product package that says something which seems kind of far-fetched, like something being made in USA several decades after the boom of made in USA has come to a close, I think it's very reasonable, if not intelligent, as a consumer, to have some questions about the claims and do some research. Now, if you want to come in here and show me a document that says something about the Duracell factory and proves where they source their materials from and where they put them together, I'll take a look at it. Or if you want to show me a court case where it proves that the batteries were made in USA, I'll take a look at it. But you're not providing an iota of evidence to anything here, okay? Now let's take a look at some of the government documents put out by the Federal Trade Commission regarding Made in USA, okay? In July 1, 2021, which is very recently, they published this article dealing with Made in USA fraud. Why would they publish this article? Because there's enough fraud that they had to do something about it. This is what it says. It says the Federal Trade Commission finalized a new rule, take a look at that will crack down on marketers who make false, unqualified claims that their products are made in the USA. Under the rule, marketers making unqualified made in USA claims on labels should be able to prove that their products are all or virtually all made in the United States. Now, previous to this, the FTC did not necessarily evaluate and approve, if you will, the Made in USA claims that appeared on the package. And now it looks like they're going to start doing more about it. Now, the whole thing is kind of ambiguous. I don't want to read this whole thing right now. I'll deal with that some other time. But I don't even like the way they do this, because I think it's not up to standard. But their standards, regardless of my opinion, state that all or virtually all of the product is made in USA. Now, virtually is a filler word. So they're going to say virtually all, which is not all. So right there, that permits a company to put Made in USA on a product which is not exclusively made in USA. Let's take a look at, there was one article, I think it was this document, that had some examples. And, you know, you can spend a lot of time looking at this and reading through it for yourself. But there's a lot of different words. Like, for example, you have Lasco and Air King are notorious for this. they put assembled in USA on a lot of their products, which doesn't mean much more than they imported all the pieces from China and then screwed them together in America. They also say made in USA, and then they put an asterisk and they'll say motor made in China. Okay. So let's take a look at, there was one example I wanted to look at. Where is it at? Did I go past that? Okay, so let's take a look at this claim. A lawnmower composed of all domestic parts except for the cable sheathing, flywheel, wheel rims, and air filter, 15 to 20% foreign content, is assembled in the USA. An assembled USA claim is appropriate. This is not made in USA. The statement is true, but it's deceptive because people see assembled in USA and they erroneously jump to conclusions or assume that it's made in USA when it's really not. Let's see, there's another one I wanted to look at because it kind of it was more relative to the Duracell situation. Here we go. So this is let's read this. What factors does the Commission consider to determine whether a product is all or virtually all made in the USA? The product's final assembly or processing must take place in the U.S. The Commission then considers other factors, including how much of the product's total manufacturing cost can be assigned to the U.S. parts and processing, and how far removed any foreign content is from the finished product. In some instances, only a small portion of the total manufacturing costs are attributed to foreign processing, but that processing represents a significant amount of the product's overall processing. The same could be true for some foreign parts. In these cases, the foreign content, processing, or parts is more than negligible, and as a result, unqualified claims are inappropriate. So, their example is a company produces propane barbecue grills at a plant in Nevada. The product's major components, including the gas valve, burner, and aluminum housing, each of which is made in the U.S. The grill's knobs and tubing are imported from Mexico. An unqualified Made in USA claim is not likely to be deceptive because the knobs and tubing make up a negligible portion of the product's total manufacturing costs and are insignificant parts of the final product. Now, I disagree with their analysis here. Those two parts, the knob and the tubes, may take up a negligible portion of the total manufacturing costs, but they are not insignificant parts of the final product. Because if the gas tube isn't made correctly, if they outsource the gas tube to be made in China or made in Mexico or made somewhere where the manufacturing is cheaper because they use cheaper materials and they cut corners, and they put it together with these tubes, and then they develop a leak, and your grill is leaking propane, that's terrible. That's not acceptable. So you have to understand that a product is only as reliable as its poorest, cheapest, weakest component. So if your grill knob breaks because the plastic was poorly molded in China and now you can't turn the grill off anymore, that's no good. So this product that's made in USA is only as good as its imported, made in China components. And yet it still is able, according to the FTC, to bear the Made in USA logo. So how do we know that Duracell doesn't import some substance of their batteries? Now, I'm not a chemist, so I don't know. This is just a question of mine. How do we know that Duracell doesn't import a small quantity of the chemicals that go into their battery. And that chemical that they imported was not made correctly, or it's made very cheap. And that chemical is responsible for the batteries leaking over time. How do we know that they don't do that? We don't know, because they can put Made in USA on the box and they can still do that. So we don't know. That was my statement. I don't know how true their claim is, because they're permitted to do something like that per the government's regulations. I'm not saying they do that because I don't know. If I make a statement, then I know it's true. I didn't make the statement Duracell batteries are not truly made in USA. I posed a question, a very reasonable question, because there are some doubts in my mind. That's what I did. That's a very reasonable and intelligent thing to do. And the fact that that single sentence can spur so much rage in somebody that they would not only make a ferocious comment with factually incorrect statements, but that they would feel the need to defame somebody and manipulate what they said just because they don't agree with the opinion. That's outrageous behavior. Amazing how many other commenters agree that these Made in USA batteries don't leak. Let's see how many don't, or how many people really agree about that. This person seems to agree that Duracell doesn't leak at all, new or old, made in USA, made in China, whatever. This entity agrees that the older ones don't leak. Not that they're made in USA, but that the older ones. Same with this person. Same with this person. Same with this person. And that's it. There's not a single person in this comments box that is supporting what this individual is claiming. Not a single person. And this like is their own account. What is wrong with these people? What spurs this kind of behavior? This is psychotic. I'm tired of this nonsense. And it's sad. It's legitimately sad, because I've been subscribed to this person for years. Probably within the first year of me starting my channel. And they got a lot of good content on here. And now I'm going to unsubscribe, because I'm not going to associate with fools. And people that act like this and talk crazy like this are fools. And if this nonsense keeps up, I'm going to have to block him. I'm going to block this account, which is him. I'm going to block this account, which is also him. This account here. Because they're the same person. They're both him. And, you know, I've never believed in the blocking thing. I don't like doing that. But people keep telling me I should do it. And I'm trying to remove agitating things from my life. It's wasting my time. And so, you know what? Maybe I'm going to start blocking this nonsense, because it's serving no purpose here. And I don't really want people that function like this talking in my comments box.